How to choose a builder that's right for you when building a custom home. That's the topic today. That's what we want to go over. Building a custom home is something that a lot of people only do one time. For most of us, it's the largest investment we'll ever make. That's the topic to go over today, how to choose a builder. Let's begin to build.
My name is Jeremy Melancon, co-founder of Turnkey Custom Homes. In 2016, I set out to build a home on some land. After failing to find a builder to help me understand the process, Turnkey was born and we were new builders. Fast forward past a lot of hard lessons, long hours, and adventure-like stories, we took our side hustle to a 7-figure business where we get to show up every day and work together with our friends and family to build beautiful custom homes. This series was created to pull back the curtain and go behind the scenes of home building and give us a chance to have an open conversation about how clients and builders can work together to achieve their goals. Let's begin to build.
All right, so the topic of how to choose a builder, and the way I really kind of want to go at this conversation is kind of outlining the different types of builders, starting with, the different types of homes that are gonna be built. Of course, if you're going to build a log home, you want someone that has log home experience. If you're going to build a barn-dominium, you want to see barn-dominiums that they have built. They know the nuances of the product, as it were. So there are different types of builders that, of course, build different homes and different style homes like we're talking about. But what I'm really talking about with today are different types of builders as far as your production home builders, your semi-custom builders, and your custom builders. And what are the differences and what are you really looking for when you're out looking for a home builder? So if you go into a particular subdivision that has a list of builders in there, and maybe they've already got houses on the ground that they're started or that they've finished for sale, but you could buy a lot that doesn't have anything built on it yet. You hire the builder that is in that subdivision. You choose one of their floor plans, most likely, or one of their house plans, and then you can customize the things instead of buying one that they've already built where they picked the countertops and they picked the wall color and the flooring and things like that. You get to customize that home. You get to pick out your cabinets and you get to pick out the countertops and the flooring selections, and chances are they've got a really nice design studio in a model home or something like that kind of shows their work off, shows what that they can provide. And, I hear it a lot like, track homes. Well, it's not necessarily what you think of when you think of track homes. There are very high-end builders in certain neighborhoods that build an amazing product. So it's not as much of a quality dig as some people think. There are starter level priced homes that they've got economies of scale, they've got efficiencies built in, but they are sometimes using a lower grade product to keep that price point down for someone that's just kind of getting started out in that type of subdivision. Then there's other developments that that they are full on custom homes, and someone went in with a lot of quality and care and designed, planned, and built this home just for someone else to buy, or they have or a model that you can look through and find something that's already picked out. That kind of goes hand in hand with the semi-custom or the kind of build on your lot builders. Okay, these builders may have a little bit more flexibility. That customizable options may be a little deeper, but these are your nationwide builders, your larger regional builders that can come out to your own property and build you a new home. And these can be the same kind of grade. They can be more of a starter grade home, or they can be a really high level home depending on the builder and what they traditionally build. So when we're looking at that, we're still choosing from a plan. They have a portfolio of plans that they have to choose from, and normally changes or real big customizations are usually there's kind of a deterrent there, or that's not really what they're set out to do. Yes, maybe you turn this full wall into a half wall, or you do still get to choose all of the finishes and the types of selections from a design center normally, or a model that they have kind of off site somewhere. But normally coming in and changing major things about the roof line or the walls or moving a bathroom over here or something like that. Maybe that's not aligned with that business model so much. Now, there are some semi-custom builders that have custom, programs, but then at that point you're kind of shifting from there. Like, let's think about it as a division. Even if they build full-on custom products, they're shifting from that division of semi-custom to the division of custom. And now that's when we're going to start going into design and specs and things like that. Then you've got your custom builders that's what they do. We build a lot of barn dominiums. Barn dominiums are traditional, so far barn dominiums are a custom home. I don't know of any real semi-custom companies that are out there yet. I'm sure that's coming. That's just kind of the model. But most of us are, local-based builders, regionally-based builders, or we know of people that are in different regions, and maybe we have a philosophy that we go by on how our homes are built. But we're custom builders in the area, meaning you don't come in really looking for floor plans. Hey, do you have some floor plans I can look through? Well, it's not that we don't have floor plans that you can look through. We can absolutely look through them. We can look through things that we've built last year, the year before that, or we have portfolios that we have listed on our website so you can see pictures of different ideas or quality or layouts or whatever those things are, but we're not really looking to build that house again. And it's not that we won't build that house again, but that home was custom designed by that client. And you can save money for design and specs, and you can save time, because if you go into a semi-custom builder and you choose a floor plan, well, that floor plan was already designed and developed and paid for, and maybe they've built it 1,000 times. So they already know what the lumber package is. They already know what the paint's going to cost. They already have that scope of work extremely lined out. And then they can just send that out for updated pricing. So maybe they get weekly updates or monthly updates or quarterly updates on the pricing of these models that they've already got spec'd out. They already know how many 2x4s is going to go in that house, how many studs, how many joists, how many sheets of plywood. All of this is already figured out on a home that has been built before, because you can take that data and then just reproduce it. When it comes to a custom home that's not ever been built before, now we have the expense of the design and the specs, and we have the time frame of getting everything estimated and the fact that it's never been built. The reason why you do that and spend that little bit of extra time and money maybe on the front end is because you truly want something that's designed for you. You want to be able to work through each detail of this home. Well, chances are every detail that's important to you so much that you are willing to go out and build a custom home isn't every detail that the next person that wants a custom home is looking for. So a lot of the times these floor plans or these designs are unique to the person designing them. Another point is that person sat down with the designer, and the designer did all of this work with the client and the builder maybe together, and that's their floor plan, and that's how we feel about it, is that that's something that the homeowner spent a lot of time developing. And maybe, you never know what people's ideas are. Some folks don't care if you build it again or not, but some people may want a custom home so that no one else in the world has a home like theirs. And then so if we take their design that they spent money and time and effort on and we just hand it off to someone else, we're kind of betraying the whole reason why they went through that in the first place, or part of it. Like I said, different strokes, different folks. Everybody kind of has their different matters of opinion on that, but we like to be respectful of that. So when we look through floor plans as a custom builder, we're using them as inspiration. We're using them for ideas. Maybe we're basing, what can I get for that price? And we base that price off of something that we've built in the past. And this is what it looked like, and this is what it cost, and this is the details that it had or didn't have. And how's that compare to what you want? But ultimately, when you're working with a custom home builder, you are signing up for that entire custom experience. You get to sit down with someone with a clean slate, pictures of inspiration, pictures or floor plans for inspiration, ideas, walking through different houses. And you get to sit down with that designer and compile all of those ideas that you have with someone that really knows how a home should be laid out, really knows how your kitchen works or should work for a functioning kitchen versus a kitchen that it just feels awkward every time that you're in it, or how your how your living room should be laid out if you want to put your fireplace on a separate wall than your TV, if you want a sectional or if you want a couch and a sofa. All of these things are something that an experienced designer takes into an account when they're helping you design what it is that you're saying that you want. So you spit out a lot of information to them. They ask a lot of questions, and then they compile all that data up into something comprehensible, such as a floor plan or an exterior elevation or something like that, so that we can really have an idea and a reflection of what you're going to build. Once we get those drawings done, we need to go out and interview you again with those drawings in mind so that we can figure out ways to bridge that gap with specifications. For instance, we have videos on design. We have a great video with Sandy on specifications. So please feel free to subscribe or dig through our YouTube channel or however you like to listen to podcasts, and you can kind of see those videos and listen to those conversations that address those things directly. But the custom experience is kind of what we're talking about today as far as who to choose for a builder. I've had folks call me and we kind of start talking about this custom experience, and I do not want to do that. I don't want to sit down with a designer. I don't want to go through all of the work of having to make all these decisions. There's millions of floor plans out there. I'd like to just look through floor plans that kind of align with what I want and then choose from these things. I want this already to have been done and spec'd out for me so that I can kind of just choose through what I like. I have a busy job. I have a stressful job. This is what I want, a nice house, but I can pick something that's already been developed. I don't necessarily want to hire on with that person, not because one is more important than the other or anything like that. I want them to be aligned with what they really want. I don't want to drag someone through design that doesn't want to go through design, that doesn't want to go through the specs, that if it's not what you want, then that misalignment is going to cause problems all the way through. Because it is also a very custom experience as you work through the house. Can we build something faster if we stop talking to the client and just go build it? Yes, but the plans, you've worked through where you want your electrical switches and plugs and things like that in the plans, but a lot of us are visual people and we want to walk in and touch and feel. So even if the house is just, framed up and there's no electrical wiring or anything in there, the ability for your project manager to come in and schedule a walkthrough, and you walk through now these real rooms that are in this house and feel what it's going to feel like to walk in the room or stand by the bed, or the drawings say the door was going to swing this way, but now that I'm here, I really want it to swing that way. Okay, well, we need to put the switch on the other side of the door then. Hey, I wanted these wall sconces by my bed, but I'd like to be able to turn them on individually instead of having lamps on my bedside table. So let's just put a switch right here on the side of the bed where I can turn my wall sconce on or off. A really cool thing that my wife added to our home in the terms of electrical is that she wanted electrical plugs inside some of our cabinets, like by the back door where we have kind of a catch-all cabinet, and that's where she wanted to keep like flashlights and remote controls for like RC cars for the kids and drills and things like that. Well, we were able to design that cabinet in such a way where we could have those electronics in there plugged in, and her saying that during that electrical walk with us, going through and saying, hey, this is what the drawing shows. Do we want anything else? Do we want to move anything? That ability, she never thought about that on the drawings, but as we walked through the house, those are the things that she was thinking up as she was in the moment. In the bathrooms, it's not super common to have a plug over by the toilet, but she wanted a Scentsy to be on the back of the toilet, but never had a way to plug it in, or a lamp or something like that. So that's unique to her. That's not something that everybody wants. So you don't want to just blanket put it in every house. So the ability to slow down and walk through with your project manager guiding you, and maybe even bringing the trim carpenter in or the cabinet builder in to draw on the walls and show you what you drew out in a picture, what it's really going to feel and look like in this room to the best of our ability. It takes a little bit of time. We need to schedule that trade to be out there. We need to schedule the homeowner walk. We need to slow down a minute so that we can be confident moving forward. It's a custom home. It's a service that we're providing. So we're not providing a product. You're not buying a house from us. You're not buying a package from us that's going to show up as a product. It's a custom experience. It's a service. So you're hiring a guide to help you work through this, and we want to be there for each stage that's important to you, but we want to make sure that we align with you as well. If you don't want to, be bothered to go through those walkthroughs, we don't want to drag you through them just to do it. It's not something that you're forced into just because you're building a custom home, but we do like to have the ability, and that's what custom means. Custom means it's getting what you want the way you want it. So within our ability, that's what we would like to provide. So it's super important to kind of have an idea of the different types of builders that are out there so that you can go interview the correct ones. If you're calling for a custom home, the semi-custom person may not feel like the right type of interview, the same way that it didn't feel like we were who the client that I mentioned before really needed to talk to. And that's what we talked about is, look, I think these semi-custom builders that you're talking to are much better suited for you because they're here to answer what you're asking for. So the most important thing with looking for a builder is one that you align with. And it's important to know, do I want to choose from a semi-custom book, or do I want a full custom experience, or do I want to go choose my builder based on my subdivision? Maybe you don't care if you live in one of these 4 subdivisions in your area and you choose the builder that fits you the best in that area, and maybe you don't bring a custom home builder into that subdivision. You choose from someone that's already there. So super important to be really clear about what we are looking for from a builder and what's important to us so that we can prepare to go interview the right people, and so that we can tell them what we want so that they can kind of help see if we fit the best with them as well. So hope this helps. Please hit the like, subscribe, all of those things. And until later, let's begin to build.